What's up guys, Artem MMA Analysis here, going to be bringing you guys an early look at Bellator 278. This is my early breakdown, this is my first time looking at the card with you guys, and I will be doing a full card breakdown with my research already done, but that will be done in a couple of days time. I haven't done any research for the card, this is my first time looking at the card, and just letting you guys know, I'm a little bit of a casual when it comes to Bellator, because like, in my defense I'm from New Zealand, and it's very difficult to watch Bellator in New Zealand, but I've got I haven't really watched as many Bellator cards as I have in UFC, but I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to make my predictions for you guys to kind of broaden my my promotions that I talk about on here. But anyway, huge weekend for Bellator. It's going to be taking place in Hawaii, and I believe there's a Bellator 279 taking place one day later in Hawaii as well. Absolutely insane card. Let's just get straight into it with my early picks. Zane versus Tofiq Musayev. I'm going to be picking Tofiq Musayev to win. Zane actually fought on Dana White's Contender Series a couple of years ago. He also fought in Eagle FC a couple of months ago, but then he recently lost an LFA to a guy which I guess he probably could have won against. But the thing with Zane is, man, like, this guy just fights anywhere and everywhere. He fights anywhere, everywhere, and he fights at any weight class as well. Like, he fought on Dana White's Contender Series in 2019 against Justin Gonzalez, where he lost. He went on, and then he fought in BKFC, and then he fought against Steven Seiler, and then he fought against Loic Radzhabov, who did very well in the PFL and Eagle FC. Like, this guy fights everywhere. He's also fought in Bellator before as well, I believe. Actually, no, I am lying to you. This is his first time fighting in Bellator, but I don't think that it's going to be a win for Zane. But good for him, man. He fights literally anywhere and everywhere. I respect that, but I think Tofiq Musayev is going to be too much for him here. He did most recently lose in Rise, and he's going to be making his Bellator debut. But he had decent amount of success in Rise. Like, he has a decision win over Patricky Pitbull. He has a KO win of Johnny Case and a couple of other guys there inside of Rise. And I'm going to be picking Tofiq Musayev to win by decision over Zane here. A lot of people picking him by KO, but Zane, I feel like he's a pretty difficult guy to finish. Actually, you know what? No, he's not. No, he's not. I'm picking Musayev to win inside the distance over Zane here. Erik Perez versus CJ Hamilton. So Erik Perez used to fight for the UFC years ago, but since then he has been having mixed success inside Bellator. He's gone 1 and 2 in Bellator, but his UFC run was quite a few years ago. CJ Hamilton, on the other hand, has been fighting on the regional scene. He's gone 0-2 inside Bellator, but against two good guys, Matias Matos and Magomedov. But I feel like Erik Perez is here to get another win in the Bellator cage. I think he will win this fight here. Here was his UFC run. He actually did pretty good. Like, he went on a win streak to start it, and then he lost a couple, and then he went on a win streak, and then I can't remember why, but he lost his job, maybe because of decision wins or something like that. Need to research that, but point is, now he's gone into Bellator, he's been having mixed results. I'm going to be picking Erik Perez by decision to win this fight here over CJ Hamilton. Makoa Cooper versus Blake Perry. So Makoa Cooper, this is a fight that was meant to happen last week, or like this weekend coming. At the time of recording. So Makoa Cooper versus Blake Perry has been moved, it seems. Am I correct in saying that? I think this fight has been rescheduled. No, it hasn't. I'm just an absolute idiot. So Makoa Cooper, I'm going to pick him to win by KO. So is literally everyone else. Blake Perry is making his debut, but Makoa is 21 years old, KO'd in 2 amateur fights and a KO only a couple of weeks ago. As for the amateur fights on Blake Perry, also does seem to have a lot of finishes on his record. But I think Makoa Cooper is a potential, like, decent prospect, and he's from Hawaii as well, so he's going to have the home crowd advantage as well. Weber Almeida versus Fabricio Franco, two guys I know absolutely nothing about, and I'm willing to admit that right now. I'll probably be going with Almeida because everyone else seems to be, but no, I genuinely don't know anything about these guys. Seems like Almeida has had a lot of time inside the Bellator cage. Fabricio Franco making his debut. I'm going to be going with Weber Almeida, although he's a lot older, but I don't really know anything about either guy. Enrique Barzola has going to be fighting Nikita Mikhailov. I know that this is a short notice fight. Nikita Mikhailov is actually taking the fight on short notice here. He did beat Blaine Shutt by ground and pound, did beat Brian Moore, and does have a very good win over Muhammad Imanov, where he was undefeated at the time. By majority decision about 3 years ago. Enrique Barzola, though, recently fought only a couple of months ago over Darian Caldwell, and that's a very good win from my understanding inside the Bellator. But before that, he was fighting UFC decision to Rani Yaya draw, lost to Movsar Evloev, great prospects, beat Bobby Moffett, lost to Kevin Aguilar, once again at the time was a pretty good prospect. I'm going to be going Mikhailov to win the fight on short notice, but I feel like Enrique Barzola is going to be very, very live to win this fight on this one here for sure. Manny Munro versus Nate Andrews. From my understanding, this is two very old guys fighting it out. Yeah, Nate Andrews is about 38 years old. Manny Munro is about 35 years old. It's actually the Dragon versus the Snake. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to be going with the Snake to get the win. He's on two losses to Saad Awad and Chris Wade in the PFL. But Chris Wade's pretty good, you know what I mean? Like, he lost to Chris Wade twice, actually. He does have a win over Rashid Magomedov, who I think actually had a decent amount of success in PFL himself. Manny Munro, though, most recently lost to Usman Magomedov, who I think most recently lost to Benson Henderson by controversial decision. But he beat Devin Powell and beat Nick Neal and a couple of other like good guys inside the Bellator cage. I will be going with Nate Andrews to win the fight, though. He's a lot older than Manny Munro. Like, I know it's 3 years, but at 38 years old to 35-year-old, it kind of is what it is, really. Christian Edwards versus Grant Neal. Christian Edwards, man, he was a decent prospect. A lot of people were hyping him up, and then he ran into a man by the name of Ben Parrish, which he was expected to win, and then Ben Parrish knocked him out very early on into the first rounds. Grant Neal, once again, also another pretty good prospect inside the Bellator cage, and he lost to Alex Polizzi by split decision, but Alex Polizzi is a very good fighter, to give him his credit. But both guys really have built their career up in Bellator, and now that they've lost once, the winner is going to go on to be a prospect in Bellator, and the loser is probably going to be thrown aside. To be brutally honest with you, this has got a lot of interesting sort of implications on it. I feel like Neal was the guy that will get the win. Christian Edwards, like, he got chinned so bad by Ben Parrish, and then Ben Parrish has kind of gone on to lose again inside the Bellator octagon to a guy that I thought he was going to win. So I'm going to be with Grant Neal to hopefully continue his win streak, or bounce back from his loss, sorry. Now, this is an interesting fight because Jornel Lugo has been talking a lot of shit about Danny Sabatello, and Danny Sabatello has obviously been talking a lot as well, because Danny Sabatello talks a lot, and Jornel Lugo is probably wanting to shut him up here. But Sabatello, like, he is the Italian gangster. Like, he won on Dana White's Contender Series here over Taylor Moore. But you know what? Like, Dana White didn't want him. They thought that I think he thought that he was boring, even though he does talk a lot of smack. He talks a lot, but Dana White did not want him, so he went and he beat Damon Blackshear on Titan FC, and then he beat Brett Johns, former UFC fighter, inside the Bellator cage. So very good win for Danny Sabatello there. Jornel Lugo, though, once again, decision win over Brian Moore, submission over Keith Lee, decision over Cass Bell, and a couple of other decision wins inside like the Bellator cage. I'm going with Danny Sabatello to win a decision. I think the fight definitely does go the distance. Danny Sabatello, by using his like wrestling games plan sort of style with control, to win a decision and take the O from Jornel Lugo, which will be a very interesting fight. Juliana Veasquez is the current champion of the women's flyweight division inside Bellator, and the girl that is challenging her for it is Liz Carmouche, the other half of the first ever women's fight inside the UFC octagon, which is absolutely insane. It's great to see that Liz Carmouche has really made like a bounce back inside of Bellator. She's on a 3-fight win streak right now after losing by decision to Valentina Shevchenko over a couple of great fighters, and now she's going to be fighting for the Bellator belt herself. I need to make a good do a bit of research before I can tell you who's going to win this fight. But I think this is just so exciting, man. Like, she fought Ronda Rousey, she did lose, but she did have actually some sort of success in that fight as well. In 2013, the first ever women's fight in history, which is pretty crazy. And Velasquez is currently undefeated. She does have a couple of like good wins, I guess, by decision. But Liz Carmouche is going to be a live dog in there. If Carmouche wins, I feel like we probably could be seeing a great upset for Carmouche and a great career. But I feel like I don't know who's going to win. I need to do my own research here. But I feel like the undefeated Velasquez, she's slightly younger by a little bit, and I feel like the age does make a big difference kind of in the women's flyweight division. But Sarah McMahon did recently get a win herself, and she was about 40 years old, so you know what, who knows what's going to happen here. I need to research, I need to see what other people have to say. This is my first time looking at the card, guys, and yeah, I'm going to be probably picking Velasquez to win, but it's going to be an interesting card for sure.